Hi, mate.
Alright, Selby.
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate. I'm alright. I'm just kneeling down at the minute because I can't use the living room. So I might have to stand up in a few seconds because my knees might hurt. But barring that, I'm good, mate. I'm good.
Cheers for that.
Cheers for that, mate.
Oh, I've been reflecting on our time together, Rob. It's been 2.5 years.
It's flown, isn't it? It's
I know.
absolutely flown. You smashed it, didn't you, mate? Absolutely nailed it.
It is mad. I was sort of looking back to when I first started and I was like, I'm doing everything right. Like, why am I overweight? Because I thought I was eating well and I was active and stuff, but then I just had so much stuff that I was doing wrong.
And what was it? What do you reckon?
Loads of things. So, like breakfast, for one, I was obsessed with breakfast. Like, I would go to bed excited about my breakfast the next day. Like, literally, I had it like a 3-course meal. And I think loads of the marketing is wrong around breakfast, especially for women. Special K, your Belvita biscuits, all that kind of thing. Thought I was being pretty healthy, but I was having a biscuit, wasn't I, basically?
Well, yeah, just a a lot of times high calorie biscuits, when if it had any Special K, mate, hey. But yeah, it's the same thing with, especially with breakfast, is everybody goes, oh, you've got to have your 3 square meals a day, you've got to have breakfast, it's the most important meal. But it's not the most important meal at all. The most important meal is the one, to be fair, is the one what you want to have. And obviously, all you're doing with breakfast is you're just breaking the fast. And a lot of the marketing where it comes from for the most important meal is from Kellogg's, all the cereal companies. And, all the cereals there's nothing wrong with carbs, but all the cereals are majority high carbs. Yes, there's fortified nutrients in them now, but, it's majority of it's high carbs. And so when you try to change your body, your body aspect, you try to change your body composition, the bigger point you want to be focusing on is on protein, especially a lot of women. The majority they focus on is carbs, and once you turn that around, mate, you start to change, and all this other crap. What people go, you got to have 3 square meals, you got to have 64 meals every 15 seconds to stoke the metabolism. It's a load of crap, and people go, oh, I've got to eat every so often. The more I eat, burning my metabolism. It's like, no, the more you eat, mate, more calories you're consuming, and then you're just going to put weight on and weight on. It's like, I don't understand how I'm putting weight on. But,
it's just habit though, isn't it? Like, we were talking about this before, and I would eat when I wasn't hungry, because I would have to eat 7 a.m, midday, and my tea at 5, 6 o'clock. And even if I wasn't hungry, even if I was full, I'd still have the meal, because there's this big stigma around skipping meals and stuff. So that was like a massive game changer for me. On the protein.
Well, yeah, that's it. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, just protein as well. Like, we just don't focus on eating protein really, do we?
No.
So that's been massive for me as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is everyone goes, if I skip a meal, I'm gonna store fat. What? Because you skip one meal? Behave, mate. But it's just pushed in and pushed in and pushed in. You're not gonna store fat if you skip a meal. If you skip a meal, if anything, it's gonna help you with a little bit of a calorie deficit. And obviously, as you just mentioned, reference protein, the majority of, let's say, not so much males, more so females, the majority of females, it's carb heavy, very, 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 very low protein diets. And that's one of the biggest issues the majority of women have when they're trying to change, is just to increase the protein. The majority of women are underneath the RDA every single day. What's one of the main things women want? Good hair, good skin, and good nails. You pay thousands and thousands of pounds on all these cosmetics, and then they all look at guys going, oh, I like your hair, I like your eyelashes, oh, that bloke's got nice nails. And the majority of it is from protein, so increase that protein. It's the same with, oh, and he got a nice bum because he squats. Well, I'm not going to squat heavy or eat more protein because, I don't want to get bulky. You're not going to get bulky. If he's got a nice bum from his squatting, you're probably going to get a nice bum from increasing that protein intake, increasing that lifting, and also these bad boys will look a bit better as well, mate.
It is mad. I was thinking about this as well, like the amount of money that we spend on all said things, nails, hair, you know, and it's all lovely stuff. But, you know, we need to prioritise our health. And that was what I was missing. You know, I was doing all these things. I was spending like money on a meal and going out on the pace and stuff. And it's like, but I wasn't prioritising my own health, you know. So I think that's a big thing, isn't it? That especially around my age, we're sort of late 30s, early 40s. I think it's time that women really did start prioritising themselves and their health as well.
Yeah, and you know, and what changes have you noticed from prioritising your health?
Oh, loads of stuff. I mean, the big thing for me, which I just didn't even expect, was the mindset stuff. So, you know, I was saying like 2.5 years. It's been a bit of a journey, hasn't it? Like, so much has happened in that 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And you have just kept me on track massively with my mindset. And that was like an added bonus that I wasn't expecting. Like you say, exercise. Whenever I'm a bit down or whatever, you'll be like, Selby, have you exercised? No, right, go and train. And then I'm like, yay! So, yeah, that is just, it's been huge for me and it's really kept me on track.
Yeah, and obviously before you crack on, I don't even know what I'm talking about here, do I? The most important thing in one transformation, body transformation, behaviour change, and becoming fitter or becoming healthier. You know, everyone focuses on the minimals and they focus on the mind. It's, oh, you know, my calories aren't bang on. Oh, you know, oh, I haven't done all my steps. And it's like, well, focus on the mind. You know, focusing on your mindset is going to give you better results than focusing on everything else. If you get your head in gear and you get your head in place, everything else is going to get better. Everything else is going to fall into place a lot easier. You know, people go, oh, you know, oh, so-and-so's diet wasn't good. Oh, so-and-so's training program wasn't good. Well, let's be honest. It's not the training program and it's not the diet. It's you. If you're not getting results on a diet, any single diet will put you into a calorie deficit. It's not the diet, it's you. All right? It's like a bad workman always blames his tools. Yes, now, you may be using a chisel as a screwdriver. So at that point, it's not the fact of the tools, it's the fact that you're using the wrong tool. So a diet, what for instance, gives you low carbohydrates. You've got someone down the road going, oh, you know, low carbs the only way to go because it worked for me for 15 seconds. And, you know, and at that point, that person's then going into low carbs. But if they give it to their mate who enjoys carbohydrates, it's not going to work. So it's not the diet what's not working, it's the fact of the person who's not implemented it how it's supposed to be implemented. So we're using a chisel as a screwdriver. And then they're going, this screwdriver is not very good. And you're like, it ain't a screwdriver, mate. What? Use this screwdriver. And, you know, just because one thing works for somebody, it's not going to work for everybody else because we're all different. And you know, that's one of the good things what we've got very well in 8 Week Lean is it's not one way suits everybody, and it's how you want to find. You need to find that way to suit you. And you know, and it's the same with training. You know, training. Yeah, okay. We know for a fact that you need to be doing resistance training because obviously as we start to get older, you lose muscle mass, bone density, etc., etc. Oh, but metabolism slowed down. No, your output has slowed down. You know, you haven't done enough to maintain your muscle mass. And it's bits like that, but then it's a bit in between. You choose, you prioritise and personalise yourself. But through it all is, you know, as I've been speaking about mindset training before, is that if you don't get your mindset in the right place, it's never going to work. And it's always, you know, like a lot of people go into, I'm waffling here, but I'm going to waffle for a little bit longer. You know, it's a lot of people going to the point where we go, they turn into a yo-yo behaviour change or yo-yo transformation. They go, oh, I've had half a day good this week, and then you've had 6 days off. And then you try and get back on the Monday and you have 6 days off. You know, a lot of times you've got to jump in head first. You know, jump in head first, like, right, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to nail it every single day. And then I'm going to give myself a day off. Or if I get to the point where, you know, and it's a point about ignoring your emotions. You know, where that little bastard in the back of your head goes, you deserve a day off today. You deserve a day off. And you're like, well, actually, no. I've already had fucking 8 years off. Why do I need a day off now? I've only done 2 weeks. Get up, and that's because that's, you know, when we speak about mental strength, that's because you've got that little bastard in the back of your head going, bring me back to normal, get me to normal. I'm not used to this. What's this? You're walking every day. You're doing this. We need to get you back to normal. Sit down. You're straight. It's strenuous. You're going to give yourself an injury. Stop, mate, stop. And you're like, no, shut up. I don't want to be like you no more. And, we focus massively on that. And, you've come along massive for a bit, huge, especially it's like, I'm not feeling very well today. Bosh, I've just trained, feeling good again. Win.
Yeah, it totally helps. And like you said, your head wants you to be lazy, basically, doesn't it? So your head's going to give up so much easier than your body. And, I always keep that in the back of my head now since I've been working with you. And yeah, it's just, habits, like when you think about it, you've got to do something religiously. I remember when I started, every night I'd put half an hour aside to do, the education bits and to watch all the presentations and stuff. And that helped me massively, just doing that habit every night. And yeah, it's good to have learned why I'm doing what I'm doing as well. It's been great.
Yeah. And that's, is that me echoing?
Don't know.
It's really
You're right.
and that's the thing is like, people jump from group to group or diet to diet, training program to training program. I'm like, why are you doing that? And they're like, I don't know, because it says it in a plan. Yeah. What does a protein do? I don't know. It's just told me to eat it. What's the carbohydrate do? Make me fat. What? No, we don't. And that's the thing. If you want to succeed in life, or you want to be good at anything in life, whether it's your job, whether it's learning how to ride a bike, whether it's, a new course, whatever, you've got to understand the reasons why. You've got to wonder what, why, how, when, etc., etc. And if you don't understand it, you're setting yourself up to fail. And if you understand what you're doing, you've got more chance of success. You've got more chance of actually sticking for longer. Because then you're like, oh, actually, I know now that I'm eating protein because it's going to help my muscles, it's going to help my bones, it's going to help my immune system. It's good for my hair, my skin, my nails, so I look like a Bunsen burner. And it's those points. And I'm exercising. I'm not exercising for calories no more. Everybody who's at the gym running on a treadmill to burn 500 calories in an hour, it's not really doing anything. I know I'm exercising for my muscle mass, I'm exercising for my bone, I'm exercising for health, mental health, and then I'm exercising a little bit just for calories on top. But the majority of my training is now muscle retention and building. And once you start to change that and you understand what you're doing, you're not driving that car in first gear no more. You're going through everything. And I think, especially like with Sarah as well, who's helped me do a lot of nutrition in 8 Week Lean. I think we've got in the 8 Week nutrition course, about 85 videos. Yeah. And most
so much to learn. Yeah, I cringe. Like when I think about what I was eating, I'm 5 foot and I've got a massive appetite. And I was out eating, friends and relative blokes that were 6 foot, big blokes. But I was just doing it because that's what I could always do, and then it's like, you were like, look, you're 5 foot, you can't eat that amount of food. And it's like, and you just need to be told that sometimes, it obviously makes perfect sense now, but, you need someone there to tell you. And that's helped me loads as well with the accountability side.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, you can't, I'm sure I can hear me echoing again. You can't eat like a 6 foot bloke. In fact, you're 5 foot nothing going, yeah, I deserve as many calories as him. Why do you deserve it, mate? Well, I don't know. If you can have that meal, so can I. Having somebody there to help hold you accountable, you've got that check-in each week. You've got the check-in each week. And it's like, right, bang, what are your goals next week? What are you going to do this week? What you got to before, really, really, really does help, especially like goal setting. Just having somebody there to go, right, I've done this. And one of the big points, as you say, it's really helped you. One of the big points I found with a lot of people is, in fact, I'll just bust this myth anyway. Is that we go, I've only been eating 1,100 calories this week and I've lost no weight, and you haven't. My metabolism slowed down. It hasn't. I'm not eating enough. You are. If you wasn't eating enough, you'd be losing weight. If your metabolism hasn't slowed down that much, but you still weigh X amount. You would have dropped a lot of weight first for it to even drop down a little bit. But then we get over, and it's those little things like, right, the accountability, and it's like, oh, what can I do to improve? Okay, all you then do is then to keep that deficit a little bit bigger, walk, you know, and keep moving. And it's like, you know, and it's finding those little tips and those little tricks to help get through, you know, and especially, you know, having someone there to hold you accountable.
It's like putting your kit on, right? I want to go for a walk when we finish speaking, and if I'd have had like my work clothes on, I would have like delayed it, probably talked myself out of it. But just little tips like this, right? I'm ready to go as soon as we finish speaking. I'm walking, and you know that's going to boost my steps massively for today because I'm just sat at my desk. So it's little things like that, and I guess owning your own shit. You know, that's something that you've taught me. We can make excuses for everything. It's raining. I'm tired. You know, I'm busy.
Gold.
That's it. But ultimately, that's not gonna help us, is it, in life? So
no. And obviously, I'd like to say that I've got my training kit on, but this is my work gear.
I think that's all you wear. Do you ever wear anything else?
Yeah. Well, I've got like different colours of it.
Yeah, true.
No, I have got other clothes, but even on the weekend, I wear shorts and t-shirts. So I don't wear these. But I wear like chino shorts and a t-shirt. I'm in shorts all year.
But you're training all the time, mate, isn't it?
You're right, every Sunday down for week, winter down here's done the fitness. But yeah, going on to your point about ownership. You know, the thing is, everybody's too easy to blame somebody else. Oh, I didn't do this because of me boss. Oh, me husband, me wife, blah blah blah. Oh, I didn't have time like you have. You mean it's not your priority? That's the difference. That's
another one I love, and I say that all the time. And like last week, I'll admit I was a bit crap last week. I weren't feeling great, and it wasn't my priority. Right? I'm not going to blame anything or anybody. It's just me. This week, though, it is. You know, and I make sure that I'm on it. And you know, you've just got to own it, haven't you?
Yeah, and that's the thing. The thing is, if you don't own it, you put yourself into a victim position. And then it's like, oh, woe is me. Oh, it's so hard. And it's like, no, it's not. It's not so hard. Yes, it is hard. We know that. It's hard for everybody. Oh, I ain't got enough time. Neither is everybody else.
Yeah.
But people with less time than you are still making it work. What time do you get up in the morning? 9:30. What? Well, there you go. Then you've already got, you know, get up an hour earlier. Oh, I can't train in the evening because socials. All right, well, then have your socials. You know, you want to try and make success as easy as possible. So if it's too hard in the evening, put it into the morning. Oh, but I like to lay in. Well, what do you want to do? Lay in or change your lifestyle? You know, if you want to change your lifestyle now because you're obviously talking about it, you've got to change something different. And by you changing something different, that means something's got to give. Now, what would you rather have? Extra 15 minutes in bed, or would you rather see your friends in the evening? And obviously not through lockdown because we're not allowed to see anybody in lockdown. I think it's based. You know, and then it's like, well, what do you want to do? See your friends in the evening, or do you want to lay in bed? If the answer is you want to lay in bed, then lay in bed and maybe meet your friends later. Don't meet them all. But if it's not that you want to lay in bed, you know, if you're getting up late, you know, you could add so many more hours onto your day. No wonder you've got no hours in your day if you're getting up at 8:30, 9 o'clock. No wonder the days just disappear. You know, get up just half an hour earlier, and it's changing that position of, oh, what's gone wrong today? Oh, you know, my boss annoyed me. Okay, cool. So what did you do about it? Oh, when everything is his fault. No, it's not his fault. That's your fault. He didn't come and jam loads of cake down your gob. You've done that yourself. You know, but that's also what we talk about within the group is, you know, different ways to get around this. Yes, we know that emotional eating is hard. Yeah, we understand that. But the thing is, it's not impossible. The moment you turn that mindset around and go, you know what, he's pissed me off. What did you do about it? Well, I put a breaker in the middle. So he pissed me off. I went for a walk, dealt with it, got out and exercised.
Yeah.
I took ownership of that, you know, and that's the biggest thing. And it happens in all aspects of life. Oh, I was late to work because there was a traffic jam. But really, there wasn't a traffic jam. You'd left 10 minutes later than what you normally do.
Yeah.
It's late to work because you left later and you got caught in that traffic jam, let's say, every single day. And, you know, and it's those little actions which then we go, right, boss, I'm in control of this, I'm in control of that. Yeah. I'm the person who makes my life decisions, nobody else. Nobody decides whether I train, nobody decides what I eat, nobody decides this. Yes, at certain times, it's going to go all over. We're all human, we all do it. But as long as we're not doing it the majority of the time, And then, once you build that up, you increase your mental strength, you increase your resilience, and then you start to look at life differently. You look at what can I achieve instead of what can't I do.
Yeah, it's empowering, isn't it? Taking back control. And like we talk about it all the time, like why are we worrying about stuff we can't control or letting other people dictate what we do, our actions. So yeah, it's empowering.
Yeah, and at the moment it's massive, isn't it? Is what can I control? Have I got any control on that point? No. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, be aware. Don't be ignorant, but there's no point sitting up at night time worrying about things where you've got no control over. There's no point sitting up thinking about this. It's like, what can I do in the day to make me feel better? Get up, walk, exercise, eat a little bit better, focus high protein, move again a little bit more. And if you're still feeling stressed at that point, it's not all about going, oh, I've got this problem, I've got this problem. It's like, you know what? I'm just fucking stressed today.
Yeah.
I've exercised, I've done this, I've done that. I still feel a little bit stressed, but I've done everything I need to do.
Yeah.
So then I go to sleep, wake up tomorrow, do the same again, and it's constant. I'm going to work until I make myself feel better.
Yeah, it's like we talked about lockdown, well, I suppose we're in lockdown now, but the first lockdown, what did we do? We could either just sort of sit back and like worry and get anxious, but no, we just drove everything forward, didn't we? And it was like April lockdown, my body was the best it's ever been. Like, and I was lean, and my protein was up, I was training, I was lifting like the heaviest I've lifted. And you know what? I wasn't even bothered about lockdown. I was just focused. I was just smashing it, working mad hours with the children, getting my training in. And it just shows that with that focus and taking control, you can win even when times are a bit shit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, tough people are, it's just, I'll say it goes, tough people aren't made in easy times. So, you build your mental resilience when the time's hard. And it's like, okay, it's hard. Am I going to avoid it being hard and try and make it as easy as possible? Or am I just going to let it, it's going to come at me. You don't want to, I put a post up to that, I can't remember what it said, but it's, don't wish for easy times. Wish for you to be more resilient through hard times. And that's what it is, because, everything's a lesson, isn't it? So, all right, it's hard, it's tough. Okay, how have I dealt with it? Yeah, I've fucking sailed through, smiling, laughing. Is it affecting me too much? No. And that's the thing, is like through lockdown as well, you nailed it, yeah, and a lot of other people within the community as well, because we're all one way, everyone's there together, everyone's there training, focusing on the positive habits, and staying strong. And it's it's those points where people do then, when they fall back into themselves, it's like, oh, I stopped this and I feel worse. It's that time where you need to stay strong. You need to push through, and you need to just keep pushing.
Definitely, and the community aspect, honestly. 2.5 years, I feel like I've made a lot of friends that I've never met. It's mad, and it's just, if you're having a great day, everyone will be supportive. If you're having a not so good day, people will be trying to help you out and give you tips and stuff. So that was, again, something that I didn't expect, to make this tribe of mates all over the country, all over the world.
Yeah, I think the community is, it's amazing, absolutely mega. I think it's really, somebody's always there. That's the thing about people within the community. Over 5 years. So the wealth of experience within that group, about anything. If someone puts a problem up, there's about 10 to 15 responses within 10 minutes. Somebody puts success up, straight away, everybody's on top of everybody's got a different, we've all got different approaches, we've all got different things that work. And that's the thing as well, is, because it's such a supportive community, and because we know that everybody's different, you've got the point of where you can go, right, copy success and then make it work for me. All right, so Rob said he does this when this happens. I don't really like that approach, but Laura said this, and that works more for me. Rob's keen on getting up in the morning and training first thing. I'm not so keen on that. So then what I do is I I stay up a little bit later. And, the community it's absolutely mega. I think the members, everyone in there is amazing, absolutely amazing.
It's like you said about that blueprint. I must admit, when I started, I was like, Rob, can you have a meal plan? Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I totally get now that that's not the right approach, because like I say, different things work for different people. And if you give me a meal plan, I would have done it for a few weeks and that'd be it. But now I've learnt my own ways, you know, that fit into my lifestyle. So I totally get that now.
Yeah, and that's the thing with meal plans is, you know, as we spoke about education a minute ago, I don't care about transformations. Yeah, they look good. They do look very good. There's some absolutely huge transformations, but they're all done through that person finding their own way, using education, using accountability. Now, and you know, I've got people who haven't sent me a transformation, been in the group a year and a half, who still have never sent me one transformation. I couldn't care, because what I like to wear as well is people coming back and messaging me 6 months, a year later. I had someone message me the other month going, you know, I left you over a year and a bit ago. I've lost even more weight and I'm more leaner and I'm, you know, and that shows that the education part works. Whereas I know that meal plans are lazy. Let's be honest. Yes, there is times for meal plans at certain times, but for the majority of people, it's just lazy. And you know, and I also think it's very lazy coaching, because I could quite easily give you a meal plan. 8 weeks later, you'll be like, yeah. Look at this broccoli and rice for the past 6 weeks, mate. Look at me, lean as. And then the moment you start eating normal again, you know, you bang all the weight back on, because that's not normal. Because what happens is a majority of people go onto a diet, whatever it is, and they go, I can't wait to eat normal again. And you're like, even saying that, you've got to see the error in what you're saying there. I can't wait to eat normal again. Hold on a minute, mate. You eat normal, got your fat. So you doing this to lose half a kilo to then eat normal again, you're gonna put it back on again. Yeah. Whereas if you teach people what to do, then it's you know, what the moment they've stopped, they go, okay, I know I need to focus on protein. I know that I can do X, Y, and Z. Stay within these parameters. If I go over, the next day I go under. Bosh, done. Yeah. And you know, it gives a lot better results. And actually as well, because it gives, is it autonomy?
Autonomy, yeah.
That's the way. I can't get it out. I can't get it out. But because it gives that to the person, you know, they're in control. And once you're in control of the way you are, you're going to get better results because you've invested. Yeah. Whereas if I go, here, mate, there's this, follow this plan for 8 weeks, and you'd be like, by week 2, you'd be like, fucking hell, I wish just for fucking Prosecco, mate. But Rob said I can only have decaffeinated water at 4 p.m. and I've got to get up every 3 a.m. to pray to the fucking fabulous God. You're like, well, all I want is some fucking chocolate, mate. You know, whereas if you go, right, 80% bang on it, 20% do as you like, you're onto a better winner. And, you know, if someone give me a meal plan with fucking tuna, and I'd be like, mate, get out of here, mate.
Do you know what I did when I first started? Never told you this, actually. I put tuna with cottage cheese and a butter. Like,
how do we finish this
my God. That is just like the worst thing ever. But I thought I was being really clever, you know what I mean, with my protein and stuff. But
if you thought it was clever, mate, you should have used a chisel as a screwdriver.
Well, no, I knew I was never going to give up cake. I was never going to give up the odd glass of wine. So that's what I liked about you straight away, because you can have your 20% of what you fancied, you know, but just making sure your 80% is decent, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's it. As long as you think, you know, people go, oh, mate, it's 8 weeks. Well, it's not. It's a lot of times it's the first 8 weeks of the rest of your life, because you are trying to. That sounds very corny, that.
No, but it is. It's true. It is. That's how I feel anyway. Yeah. Like, I really do feel that, you know, confidence-wise and health-wise, I put 3 stone on when I have my babies, which is a lot when you're 5 foot. Like, when you're 50 kilograms, what's that? Third of your body weight or something. And I just thought that was how I was always going to be. Do you know what I mean? It's mad.
Yeah, it's because my metabolism slowed down. You know.
I was eating 3 pieces of cake a day. I was having my special K. I was having, so yeah, for me, it's been a massive education. And yeah, I think I'll always stay with you, you know, because it's that accountability. Going it on your own is hard. Do you know what I mean? You have to have a lot of self-discipline. Whereas, you know, it's nice to know that someone's checking up on you. I nearly didn't join either. You know, when we talk about unintentional arseholes, and that sounds really bad, but so many people said to me, you're fine as you are, you know, you don't need to do a diet, you don't need to do a plan, and I'm so glad I didn't listen to him.
Yes. Oh, let's not even get on to it. Yeah, let's get on to it a little bit. All right. So this is what irritates me as well. Is one, who the fuck are you to tell somebody? Yeah, unless this person's like, you know, like really, really mega skinny, you know, potentially going the other way. But if you're not that person, then you don't look in the mirror every day. You know, everybody has got bits they want to improve. If somebody wants to, so now you wouldn't say to an overweight person. People don't say to people who've got too much fat, "Hey mate, you know, maybe stop eating that cake." Is, you know, but we're quite happy to say to somebody who's a little bit leaner or a little bit who's not doesn't weigh as much, go, "You don't need to diet." Well, actually, that's, you know, you're mostly being more damaging to the person, you know, to the person who's a bit leaner than the person who's overweight. You'd be giving the person who is more overweight saying to somebody, "You know what, mate, you most probably are eating a bit too much there." That's mostly more caring, but people don't want to do it because they don't want to go, "Oh, you're body shaming. Oh, you know, you're beautiful as you are." And you're like, "Oh, hold on, mate, that's bollocks." Because you're not going to say to them when someone's laying on their deathbed, you're not going to go to the doctor, "You know, doc, she's beautiful as she was." So, you know, isn't that weird? Was.
It's harsh, but it's true. Yeah.
You know, it is harsh. And also, as well, as you say, you're not, you know, that person's not in your position. And secondly, as well, most of the people who do say it, who come across as the unintentional arsehole, it comes from a little bit of jealousy, for one. Two is because they've failed themselves, and then they go, you know, and they don't want to but like the homeostasis of a relationship. You know, so a lot of times it's said by somebody who's maybe a little bit skinnier than a person who's a little bit overweight, and they go, "Oh no, you don't need to do it. You're not, you know, you're beautiful as you are." You're like, "Whoa, he's up there, Tiger. This person's trying to do something good for themselves, so shut the fuck up and encourage them." You know, there's no point. Who's that, Neil?
No.
No. And then he's like, you know, there's no point going, you know, don't be that person. You know, but I won't say to somebody who's overweight, "Good, you know what, mate, you may be eating a bit too much. You know, think about this." And you know, as I say, a lot of times it comes from an insecurity themselves, because they don't want you. A lot of people, they don't want you to then bypass them. And also as well, it's because they've tried before and failed a lot of the times. But you know, we should be encouraging people. If someone wants to make better of themselves, yeah, bang on, crack on, go for it. Win. You know. And then give it a few weeks, I'll be asking you questions. I'll be like, "Oh, you crazy, mate. What are you doing all this for?" 2 weeks later, be like, "Hey, how many times a day are you going for a walk?"
Yeah.
What are you doing
It's
there?
so true.
Yeah, and so first off, they'll laugh, criticise, then they'll question, then they'll follow. And that happens all the time. But, you know, you've done mega, you've stayed strong, you've cracked on, and, you know, you're in loads better shape than before.
Yeah.
Fitter, stronger, leaner. You know, all the
mentally stronger. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
I'm gonna go for my walk anyway. On that note,
that's when you're looking at the clock. Your phone. So that time, Bobby boy, I want to go for that walk. Me thingy's just piped up and said I've got to go. Right, mate. Happy?
Yeah, happy.
Nailed it, Selby. Absolutely nailed it, mate.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much for all your support.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Okay, bye.
Righty, bye-bye.